like I had the lotto. I'm coming through like 100 doing this 1 or 2s. You don't know if the smoke from the gun I told, from the blunt I blew. Got them sick as the flu. But this she be humming too. Got your chicken in here and she think it's the tension in here when the enemy near. What the you wanna do? I'm a G.
Yo, what is the deal? What is the deal? Welcome to the No Pick Show, where there's no hand holding. We do with facts on emotion. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. If you're joining me on the Cheddar Chaz 9 channel, I ask that you please subscribe. If you're on the original Cheddar Chaz channel, I ask that you please go subscribe to the Cheddar Chaz 9 backup channel. But what is the deal, man? Happy to be talking to y'all. Good to hear from y'all. This is a bit of an impromptu show, but of course, Peyton Watson has been traded, if you haven't heard. The full details of the trade are still pouring in, but it looks like Peyton Watson was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Max Strus, who we talked about a lot on this show, will be headed to the Los Angeles Clippers, and an unprotected first will, in a Kings 32 second, will be going to the Nuggets. So all things considered, it's not a terrible return for the Nuggets. Now, as a part of that deal, also, the Cavs are trading Trey Mann to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Cam Whitmore, who will be headed to the Cavs. He may get cut at this point. Who knows? Because they got to still create enough money to sign James Harden back, who's looking at about $30 million to come back. The Wizards are trading Julian Reese to the Nuggets, and he's going to be waived off his two-way deal. Someone we've spoken about as well on this show, who the Pelicans could have some interest in based on Troy Weaver's heavy scouting at University of Maryland and watching Julian Reese over the years. Julian Reese had some really cool minutes last year for the Washington Wizards. Would be a nice addition to the roster on a two-way potentially. Well, what's that with your Shaq Zilla? What's the deal, bro? Would be a nice addition on the two-way potentially. You know what I'm saying? I know they already got Koloko that they promised an opportunity to. You just brought him a league deal on one of the two ways. It's a lot happening with the Pelicans right now as far as roster construction, the roster crunch, and things of that nature. Like, to me, I'm totally fucking confused. I ain't gonna lie. I'm totally confused. Everyone I've spoken to is totally confused, and not in a good way. Not in like they playing their cards close to the vest way. No, confused as in, look, good players don't necessarily mean it'll translate to a good team, because just because a player is a good player, that doesn't mean he'll do the thing that you need him to do. Shout out to Dakari. What's happening with you, bro? Like, for example, the Pelicans just brought in Walford. We kind of, I guess, if you want to say broke the news, we broke the news on this show that it was a standard deal. Of course, it's non-guaranteed, but it's a standard contract. So for today, he's the 15th man on the roster. Okay. So that means the roster's full. the roster's fucking full, right? So if you did still have some interest in Ben Mathurin, it's going to be difficult, I would suspect, to create that additional roster spot down to bring him in, because now teams like, well, before you didn't necessarily need to create a roster spot because you still had an open one. But now you absolutely need to create the roster spot to bring someone in. And I'm like, all right, now that teams know there may be some level of desperation, not that they're desperate to bring in Ben Mathurin. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a level of desperation to create minutes. There's a level of desperation to create rotation spots, like rotational minutes. Because if the Pelicans trade Hawkins and just bring in Ben Mathurin, that doesn't solve the problem, because you still have too many players that should play and you don't have enough minutes. So a player that plays significant minutes needs to go out, right? That's really the gist of it. Like, a player that plays significant minutes needs to go out. Who that player is, who fucking knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Well, what's that with your dad? What's that with your big dog? Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, like, who that player is, who knows at this point, right? Like today, you saw Zion working out with Sadiq Bey. Shout out to the homie Chris, friend of the show. You saw Bryce McGowan's working out with Herb Jones. It's like, okay, if you brought in Watford today and didn't do anything else, that's how is he going to play? How is he and Bryce going to play? They may be, if you cut Herb's minutes, cut Sadiq's minutes, they may be able to get about 12 minutes total. Like they may be able to get about 12 minutes total, but then you got to consider maybe Jordan Poole's playing more minutes this year. Maybe Zion is playing more minutes this year. You know what I'm saying? Eve Macy's going to play more minutes this year. DeJounte Murray is going to play more minutes this year. Like, so it all really just boils down to the same roster consolidation thing. And the reason I titled this, the Derik Queen trade, like how should they move going forward? It's like, look, by any measure today, it was a terrible trade. It was an awful trade. It was one of the worst trades we've seen in years. By any measure today. And I don't care what nobody say. I'm just being fucking real. Like it was an awful fucking trade. It wasn't just an awful trade because whoever you think Derik is or who you think he's going to project to be, whatever, right? It was a trade that anything less than a home run won't suffice. Like anything less than a home run, it's gonna be viewed poorly because now you're in a position where you don't have as many assets as you might have had if you didn't do that trade. And Derik's one of those players who don't necessarily fit any need you necessarily have on this roster at the moment. But it was his rookie year. I'm sure he'll get better. He'll, become a better player, of course. But what was happening with your Brandon? Peace to you, fam. Peace to you, big dog. So now I'm looking at it like, okay, let's just talk about the front court. Let's just go with the front court. You got DeAndre Jordan, who probably won't play. You got Derik Queen, who's probably going to play at least 25 minutes. You got Eve Macy, who should play at least 25 minutes. You got Sadiq Bey, who's going to play at least 25 to 30. You got Wofford, who may not play. Bryce McGowan, who may not play. Zion Williamson, who's going to play about 35. You got Trey Murphy, who's going to play about 35. I'm probably forgetting a motherfucker. That's 8. Oh, and Herb Jones, depending on if you count Herb as a 2 or 3. But let's just say Herb Jones, who's going to play about 25 to 30. That's like 9, 10 motherfuckers right there, right? Now, out of those 9, 10 people, the 2 guys who shoot the ball at a decent clip, one being, of course, Trey Murphy, he's going to play. Bryce McGowan, it's really not a lot of minutes in the rotation for him. Once you go through the names and look at the roster and look at who deserves to play. Wofford, like you're bringing him in, he takes up the 15-man roster spot. Solid player, quality player. I think we all would like for him to play. I think he can help you with defensive rebound and defense as a connector, etc. Toughness. I think he checks a lot of boxes, but how would you play him? And at this point, I know a lot of people say like, well, they're going to move Hawkins. And like, Hawkins don't play. Oh, I forgot about Michael Peavy too. So Michael Peavy and Carlo, that's 2 more motherfuckers. But Hawkins doesn't play. So moving Hawkins doesn't help the situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Moving Hawkins doesn't help the situation. Even if you move Hawkins and like, I'm gonna bring in Kuminga or fucking Ben Mathurin, what have you. Whose minutes is he taking? Like, it all goes back to you have to consolidate. And a part of consolidating is you at the stage where you kind of can't be afraid to use an asset to consolidate. If you have to attach an asset to a player at this point just to consolidate and put forth the best team possible, you may have to consider doing that. Like that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I kind of got some not so great news today about all of it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, look, it's getting to the point where it's like, look, man, even like Koloko and Bufkin, for example. Koloko and Bufkin were promised opportunities to compete for that final roster spot, right? Now the roster spot doesn't exist. So, and Houston and Caleb Houston, that's 3 players. So if they come into training camp and this roster spot doesn't exist, what are they competing for? Even if you say Wofford, because his contract isn't fully guaranteed until like December. So let's say you say Wofford too. They all competing for the 15th spot. That's 4 players who are competing for the 15th spot. So if one guy already kind of has an edge in Wofford, What does that say for the other three guys? Like how are their agents gonna feel about that? They're gonna feel like you sold them a dream because now there's not even a spot to compete against, like compete for. So could that lead to some sour grapes in the future? What's happening here? Like, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all before, the Pelicans need to open up at least 50 rotation minutes. Like they need to open up at least 2 additional, like it needs to be Hawkins and someone that plays. Need to open up some minutes, and they need to open up at least like 2 roster spots. And it might take an asset or 2 to do that. It might take an asset. Now I know feeling like you came out on the short end of the Derik Queen trade, because I'm sure they feel that way. And based on everything I saw recently, even if they don't feel that way, I feel that way. That's what it is. Even if they don't feel that way, that's what it is. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Feelings aside, that's the truth. Like that's what it is. So you came out on the short end of that. There's no indictment on Derik. It's just you gave up a lot to give him. So now that that's the case, you can't be gun shy at this point. Now you got to go all the way in. Like now you have to go all the way in. Like in the event that Michael Porter Jr. is available in Brooklyn, like no, we want to unprotected first. You got to do it. Like you have to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's the point? And you know, we can't really pussyfoot around with this in this scenario, because you really only got like one good year to get this right. Because you know, people ain't bought in now. So if this year is a disaster or it's like mediocre to bad, people aren't going to be bought in next year. No one's going to say, oh, well, next year, you know, they're going to get it right next year. It's like, no, fuck that. Like, you got to get it right today. Like, because we just saw 2 like somewhat significant trades go down with Schroeder, because, you know, moving Schroeder created some space. Moving Max Strus created even more space. And you brought in Peyton Watson. I'm talking about just Cleveland, right? Those were 2 shrewd moves that they put together. They also gave up an unprotected first. In their mind, they probably still project to be good by then. I don't know if I agree with that, but they still probably project to be good by then. But the point is, they got it done. They got it done. Then they just moved Trey Mann to the Wizards. Like they trimming the financial fat to open up minutes for guys. Trey Mann wasn't going to play. To open up minutes for guys, open up money to pay James Harden, to pay some of the other people. It's like these moves need, like with the Pelicans, it's been a lot of one-off moves. Like sign DeAndre Jordan. Okay, months pass. Sign Wofford. Okay, what's the follow-up move? Like these moves kind of have to come in bunches, because if they aren't coming in bunches, we're going to be asking the same questions going into camp. Like we go into camp and be like, all right, well, y'all 3 cut. We're going to just roll with him. And it's like, you ain't one player away. Like you're not one player away from being a decent team, and you still have other things you need to address. Like for us, like with Kobe Buffkin, for example, in the event that Kobe Buffkin was promised an opportunity to compete for a roster spot, and I think him and Wofford have the same agent, but in the event that he was promised an opportunity to compete for a roster spot, 1, that roster spot doesn't currently exist right now. 2, in the event that he misses out on the roster spot, I don't know that if he's still 2-way eligible or not. But let's say he is 2-way eligible. It's like, why would I do that? He can go get a 2-way anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then another part of that is, if you do like a guy like Julian Reese, let's say you like Julian Reese a lot, and you want to give him a 2-way potentially, what does that mean for Buffkin? Now, Buffkin is just the odd man out. You know, Koloko, who's competing for this final roster spot, odd man out. Caleb Houston, I don't think he ever really had a real opportunity, to be honest. But Caleb Houston, like, you know what I'm saying, he would potentially be the odd man out. You see, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Dakari, what's happening, bro? Front court crowded. They need to move someone. Yeah, they gotta move. They gotta move at least a person or 2, bro. Like, like what's happening here? Ken Dog, what's happening with your bro? Y'all smash the like button. Yo, make sure y'all hit that like button. Appreciate y'all, man. Gang, what's good? Shout out to Josh, man. What's happening with Josh? We were just talking on Twitter. Brandon, what's happening with your bro? He says Zion shoot the 3-pointer for the first game in the mid-range shot. I know he's serious this year. Yeah, look, he got to consistently do it. I need at least 2 3-point attempts a game. At least 2. Like, and even like, you know, because you got a couple guys that could drive and kick. Wofford's good at, you know, passing off the drive. Fears, of course. If it is going to be sequences where Zion's just in the corner chilling, then, you know, give him the ball and force him to do something with it. Corner 3 is the easiest motherfucking shot on the court, the easiest 3-point shot on the court, supposedly. So force him to take that shit. Brandon said, welcome to Can't Get Right Records. Look, I'm just kind of confused as to all right, what's the goal? like you know what I'm saying, what's the goal? Like, and things don't have to happen on my time. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I hope that people realize just because if they brought a talented person in, that person would still struggle to find minutes and play. Even if that person had a skill set that the Pelicans needed, like a Bryce McGowan, like who shot 40% last year, right? And you know, limited minutes, of course, limited minutes, limited opportunities, of course. But shot at a decent clip from behind the arc. Where would that guy play this year? If you brought in Matt Ryan, Anthony Morrow, fucking Peja Stojakovic, whoever, who is he playing over this year? It would, in theory, have to be Herb. So if it's Herb and Herb just got this crazy contract extension, what does it look like in the event that you brought in, like you gave him this extension and you cut his minutes significantly? So what does that say about trading him? Like, I would say trade him now before you have to cut his minutes so you can play the people that actually help you. Like, that's what I would say. I would say move him now, move the people that's kind of going to be the odd man out eventually now. So because once you go into the season, they're probably going to become a little bit more distressed in the event that you have to bench them, in the event that you have to play them less, in the event that the past 2 seasons haven't been a fluke and he plays worse. Like, it's going to continue to trend in the wrong direction, and he's going to make more money. You got to move him now. You got to move him. Nah, Abe, I don't think that's a thing, Abe. You got to move him now. You feel me? So I don't get what the fuck going on. Basketball say Clippers better than the Pels. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think their roster particularly good, to be honest. They got like 7 wings as well. And you still got Brandon, Grady Dick, what's it, Derik? I don't know what they're gonna do with Ben. Now Max Strus. That's another team with like a bunch of guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of guys. I don't really know what's happening. Brandon said if everybody hit the like button when they come in, we'll be close to 50 right now. Yo, I don't know what the like count is, man. Make sure y'all take a moment, hit that like button, man. Tap in. Let me see something, man. I'll run a quick ad for y'all so y'all can hit the like button while it's playing. But shout out to all y'all, man. Appreciate all y'all tapping in. This is crazy.
Wants to teach, if she wants to be a porn star, based on what I saw in that video,
maybe she retired.
I don't think she's gonna make a lot of money. Based on what I saw in that video, I don't think she's gonna be at a top tier status. That's a damn shame what I saw in that video. That's sickness.
Yeah, shout out to brother Cornell X. Abe, players hang together, bro. Players hang together, bro. Like, this is basketball's a fraternity. Like, Trey hang with a lot of people. Zion, he hang with people. Like, all them dudes hang together, bro. Waves, what's the happening, homie? What's happening, my dog? I'm just cooling, bro. Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into that, bro. They kind of hang together. Bayou, what's happening, bro? Make sure y'all tap in with Bayou's show as well. Bayou say, yo, what's the deal? We should have gone after Watson harder. 23 and a great fit anywhere, 2-way player. Don't really want Mathurin. Yeah, look, I don't know to what extent they went after Peyton Watson. I had heard there was some interest there. I don't know to what extent that they went after Watson though. I think that contract looks fair to me. That contract looks pretty fair to me, to be honest. Phone going up. Contract looks pretty fair to me, to be honest. Oh shit. I'm gonna hit you, L. I'm gonna say, I know you just shot me a text, but that contract looks reasonable. But you're talking about a guy, you know, that was injured the last last stretch of the season, really got paid off like a 20-game stretch. And I like Peyton Watson a lot. I think Jamal Mosley would have loved Peyton Watson. I think he would have loved Peyton Watson. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shout out to Pels that blend in the building. Make sure y'all go subscribe to that channel as well. Sko, what's happening with your homie? What's happening with your Sko? Fist of Black Star. What's happening with your bro? Let me see. Phone. me see. Yeah, bro. It's yeah, they gotta consolidate, fam. They absolutely gotta consolidate. With the Peyton Watson thing, it's like with the Michael Porter Jr. thing. If they went after him, cool. If they go after Michael Porter Jr., cool. If they go after Ben Mathurin, cool. But where I'm at right now, you gotta get the deal across the finish line. Gotta get the deal across the finish line. I know that Joe Dumars is a shrewd, intelligent businessman. I understand that. I'm not worried about Joe Dumars. I'm worried about Troy Weaver. Like, I'm be real. I'm worried about Troy Weaver. I'm worried about, like, if Troy Weaver's appetite for risk the last offseason put him in a disadvantageous position this season and made him a bit more risk adverse, or like, damn, you want that and a first? Like, let's say Michael Porter Jr., for example. If they're like, we want 2 firsts, folks, and the Pelicans like, I can't give you 2 firsts, I give you 1. They'd be like, well, you're not gonna get him. You just won't get him. Like that's what we at with it. You just won't get him. If that's everyone's approach, you gotta pay the piper at some point, or you're just gonna be standing pat. And if you're gonna stand pat, how can you improve the roster? Like, how can you can put forth a quote unquote competitive roster as is, but you would like some assurance. You would like some room for effort. I mean, some room for error in the event that something happens. And I think, again, I'm sorry, I hate to repeat myself or live in this echo chamber, but it's like, bro, the Pelicans have too many guys on the roster that don't address their needs. And the guys that do address their needs, they don't have minutes to play them at this juncture. They don't have a lot of minutes for Bryce. They don't have a lot of minutes for Wofford. They don't have, if they were to bring in, hypothetically, if they were to bring in Julian Reese or a center, they don't have a lot of minutes at center to give a guy, because you still have to count on you still have to give Derik Queen a fair chance and work on his development, give him minutes in that front court. Carlo may play, may not play, break glass in case of emergency guy, plays if they get into foul trouble, things along those lines. But along the perimeter, it's too many fucking people, bro. It's too many guys. Like, do this exercise, right? Think about how many Pelicans on the roster currently play power forward. Like, if we just talking about power forward, right? Think about this. I'm not even going to include Zion, but Wofford, Sadiq Bey, who else? Derik Queen, Carlo. That's 4 people. That's 4 guys that play quote unquote power forward, like maybe 3-4 tweener, but mainly power forward. So that being the case, again, bro, it's not like what we gonna do? Like, you gotta consolidate and find some room. Dexter, what's up? He said, Chaz, if Zion come to playing at an all-NBA level, which I suspect he is, his team will be extremely competitive. I think roster-wise, they have the talent to be competitive. It's just about, like, I agree with Dexter. I think it's about need. Where Watson got traded to, he got traded to the Cavs. Fist, he went to the Cavs. Bayou said it might be controversial, but I like Peyton over Trey. Watson provides on both ends, can score at 3 levels when given a chance, better handle. It's hard. Look, I can't argue with anything you said, Bayou, not at all. Watson just don't have enough on the books. Like, he don't got enough proven, but it's hard to argue against anything you just said. Wave say they weren't getting 2 first, so it looked like they landed him. They traded him out east. Yeah, I mean, he also didn't go for a lot of money either. I thought he was kind of running out of time, to be honest, but I think that was a great move for the Cavs. We'll see if it pays off, because if that shit was a mirage, then it looks dumb, right? But you got to go for it. If you're the Cavs and you just made the Eastern Conference Finals, like, you have to go for it if you're the Cavs. But if that shit was a mirage, it's gonna be a bad contract. Dakari said, how long of a leash would you give Joe and company? Troy, I'm out. I'm about 70% out on Troy. And Joe, you hired him, so it's kind of like we got to see what what's going on. But I'm about 70% out on Troy. I prefer rotation. Chaz, expect us to go 11, 12 deep. I think 12 would be difficult. I'm gonna say 11 max, but 12 would be difficult. Shout out to L in the building. L, what's going on with you, bro?
What's good, dog? Cool, and I'm excited. I can see you excited too. You look, emergency pod on him.
I'm not excited at all.
You're not happy?
Fuck no.
Why?
I'm saying I'm not unhappy. I just think that I think that you're in the same spot you were at the beginning of the offseason.
You think so?
And you could arguably be in a worse spot because
go ahead.
Shout out to Donnell. He said, we had one friend starting center. True indeed. That's to say, Chaz. Also, other teams are actually trying to fleece the Pelicans in trade. That's why I don't mind to do much thinking about the asking price for particular players. Here's the thing. Yeah, but you can't. And this is a good follow-up right here. You can't sell your players for a bag of chips, but you also can't buy anyone for a bag of chips, right? So I don't know how true this is, but from what I'm being told, we trying to buy motherfuckers for a bag of chips. And it's like, no, like the trade you made last year. Now I'm speaking from other teams' proposal, like and how things that have been told to me. I'm speaking, based on what I've been told. That trade you did last year, giving up 3 firsts and all that for Derik, that's on you. That's your fault. They ain't got shit to do with me. This a new day. We ain't you ain't. So this because like, well, I ain't really got it right now. Would you take this? No, this zip costs this, and if you ain't got this, you will never get this zip. Like, and that's how they being handled from what I'm told.
I think it's all very situational, in my opinion. Like, I think we looking at it all as a whole. When if you break it down incrementally, I think it's situational. Like, look, for example, the Peyton Watson deal was very unique because we have been saying the entire time, like, Denver needed to do something. They weren't going to be able to bring Peyton Watson back. And throughout most of the offseason, they've been asking for multiple picks. And nobody's like, we ain't giving you that shit. Like, we know the situation you in. You have to do something, right? It's just, it worked out to where I personally think Cleveland was willing to give him the money, but they just so happened to have, and you could have been in this situation, but they just so happened to have an expiring guy at just the right number to be able to make that deal work, and James Harden being willing to work with them on them. You know what I mean? It's like very specific situation for Cleveland to be able to make that deal. I think it was similar to like when BI got sent to Toronto or whatever. It's like a team that was just in the right situation, had just the right salary to be able to make it work. So just if I talk about the deal in general and why I'm like more like excited about it or whatever, or like I feel more optimistic, it's because it's kind of like, one, that's another good player out the West. So that's like, if we just take it at face value, like I'm excited about that aspect of it. That's a decent player out the motherfucking West that we thought possibly could like change. You know what I mean? Not change much, but if he starts living up to his potential, like you ain't got to deal with that shit. All right, cool. As far as like the Pelicans from like the roster standpoint, like the selling and buying aspect of it, I just more so think like they're and you put yourself in the situation last year, and it's hard to unfuck what you did last year, right? Like I did it. It is what it is. So like Herb deal is Herb's deal, because be honest, if you don't give Herb the extension, you can make the exact deal that Cleveland, like you would be in position to make the exact same deal that Cleveland just made for that kind of player, right? But that's just kind of what it is. So like moving forward, I think you're still in a situation to somewhat capitalize. You just have to decide to get aggressive again. Like that's basically what it's going to boil down to a degree. Like you have to get aggressive again. But I wanted to pitch you a thought. Do you think around the league, people knew that this deal was getting done today?
Honestly, I really, to answer your question, I'll probably say no, but I kind of think this deal is wholly irrelevant.
This is what I mean. Because the Pelicans made a bunch of moves yesterday, right? But it was like the Dia shit happened. Well, I'm just saying, like the
yeah.
Dia Wofford happened. What was that? Yesterday, day before, whatever. Like a lot of this shit happened like a day or two ago. So my thought is, I wonder if whatever, because we was like, oh, if they doing this, something must be about to happen, right? Like it just feels like it's a sign for something. And then I'm wondering if, hypothetically, if you heard down the line, look, that Peyton Watson shit to Cleveland is probably done. Because Cleveland was just like word was Cleveland was just making the calls about New Orleans. So you probably look, let's say that deal was pretty much done. And it was like, all right, is it time for us to move on to different pathways? Let's start actually executing whatever it is that we're going to do. So like now that this is done, the Denver shit is done. You saw Dia get signed. You saw Hunter get released. I wonder if whatever move they're getting ready to make, the pathway is like, it might not be something that we think is coming, but like, for example, tomorrow, if they did Hawkins for Mathurin, like, you know what I mean? All right, and we'll sit on that for the rest of the offseason right now. Like, that's still not a bad deal, and that's still technically available to you. Like, that don't necessarily change. And then you just move forward with having to figure out your consolidation, but that move is still available. Your two-way is still available. You still have pretty much everything from a consolidation standpoint still available to you, and you still haven't really lost out. That's why I say I'm still kind of optimistic, to be honest.
I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show. I strongly disagree.
Okay.
Just from this standpoint, like, there's too many things happening without the secondary move or things being lined up immediately after. It's kind of like what Griff used to do with them one-off, like you'll hit a single and then the motherfucker immediately, like the next guy just immediately strikes out. So it's like, yo, like yesterday, with the two-way shit, to me, that's like, you might never see them dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, I think those moves are wholly irrelevant. The Wofford move could potentially be irrelevant in the event that he never plays, or if they go into camp, because right now essentially they got 4 guys competing for one spot. Because Watson thing is not guaranteed until like December, I think. So, but I think he's gonna stay on the roster. So
I think so.
So in theory, and as long as Hawkins is here, you got 3 guys competing for no spot. And they all under the impression that they would be competing for a spot. So in the event that the cost to move Hawkins is too great, you could find yourself being like, my bad, y'all. And then what does that do for players, agents, and stuff like that? Like, because you promised them opportunity, you kind of fucked them here. Now, that's one thing. The second thing being, in the event that you did do Hawkins for Mathurin today, Hawkins and Mathurin is a real NBA player, right? Where would he play? Like that's what it keep becoming an issue, because it's like, again, you got fucking like 9 people just like buckled into like rotational minutes. Like just they gonna play. And then like the last couple guys, they not gonna play a lot. So in a situation with Herb, that's why like with Herb or DeJounte or whoever the fuck they decide to consolidate with, you need to do that now. Because in the event you go into the season with them dudes and they not playing minutes, or they playing less minutes or fewer minutes, nobody gonna really care what their role is. They're gonna be like, this nigga barely play. So, or he played 15 minutes. I'm not paying him $20 million to play no fucking 15 minutes. Even if he's playing, I ain't giving him $20 million. He ain't worth $20 million with 19 in his pocket. So why? I just don't get it. Like, far as you have to consolidate now, because you got too many people that do the same thing or just don't help you at all. And the guys that like could potentially help you, they just won't play. Like today, if you brought in Ben Mathurin and Wofford, I don't know where they would play. And if they did play, at whose expense? Because Poole may play more this year. Eve may play more this year. DeJounte may play more this year. Derik minutes probably stay about the same. Let's say Herb play a little less. Let's say Sadiq play a little less. Zion's going to play more. Bryce may play more. I don't even know if I mentioned DeJounte. DeJounte is back, so he going to play at least 30, 32 minutes. Like, where you play any of these niggas? So that's why I'm kind of like, you don't even have a third center really in any event that you found the center. Like, let's just say you found us or a power forward. Let's say it was Precious Achiuwa. Let's say it's Precious Achiuwa wanted to sign with you, and he was like, "I'll come." Where would you play him? Because I just gave you a rotation that is hard to argue against. Any of them guys not playing, and you still gonna have about 3 motherfuckers that never play. Like Hawkins would never play, Peavy would never play, Carlo would rarely ever play, and DeAndre Jordan would never really play.
I think that's how most rosters work, though, because
good rosters.
Well, I'm saying
maybe good teams.
The reason I say that is like if you look at, let's say everything goes exactly how you thought it was, right? Bryce is still realistically like a two-way guy. Like he's just above being a two-way. How many, like if Bryce playing 20 minutes, that means somebody is not doing their job. Like Sadiq Bey played a lot for us last year, but Sadiq Bey, like historically for his career, is probably like more in the 20-minute range kind of guy. Wofford is like a
My bad. I'm sorry to cut you off.
But
see, this is where it gets fucked up at though. All that might be true, but you taking up a roster spot at the same time. Like now, Bryce could be a two-way guy. He could be a fringe NBA guy because shit, he was in the NBA last year.
Yeah,
but he an NBA guy today because he on a, and historically Sadiq Bey averaged 30 minutes a season, right? So even if you brought him down, say I'm gonna play you about 26, 27, right? That opens up about 4 minutes. Them 4 minutes. Let's say I give all them 4 minutes to Bryce. And I take off about 5 to 8 minutes and give that to, I guess I can give it to Bryce as well from Herb. That's like 11 minutes, 12 minutes. It's like, even so, if I gave him all the minutes, I just took away from somebody else. What I don't know where that leave minutes at for another guy who could potentially help me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know where that would leave minutes for. I'm not going to say a real player, but a player that's not Bryce.
So my thought is, so let's say DeJounte Fears Poole are distributing all of the guard minutes, right? Like, it's something the 1-2 is like probably going
Zion,
Zion, but like even those minutes from Bryce, let's say that's all of the guard minutes, right? So between those two positions, that's all of the guard minutes. All of the forward minutes are probably going to be separated between, like between your two starters. Let's say it's Herb, Sadiq, Trey, and Derik, right? And then you still probably need another guy to kind of just in case, because that's just assuming everybody fucking plays great, right? If you're not playing as well, your minutes are likely decrease. But so like, let's throw Wofford into that. And then the only other spot, and not even really gonna have Derik in the like forward-ish because he's gonna play minutes at the 5 as well with Eve. So like I still think if you look at it from those guys that are really gonna play, like Peavy, it don't matter if Peavy play or not. Like you know what I mean? Like Peavy not a thing really. Hawkins is not a thing really. Fucking, and if you did do like Hawkins for Mathurin, well, then Mathurin is probably better than like Bryce would not be a thing as well. So like
potentially,
I think potentially DeJounte's minutes would probably decrease a little bit also. So I just think that there's room within the top, but depending on how talented the top 12 is, I think that they're like, because again, if Carlo plays, like, we like Carlo, but Carlo probably wouldn't play on most people's team. to be honest. You know what I mean? He'd be like a fringe guy on most
Yeah.
teams. So that's just kind of where I'm like thinking about it. It's like with the guys that they have, is like, yes, I would like to consolidate, but and this is what I mean by like if I turn DeJounte and fucking Herb into MPJ.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to like, yeah, I'll create a roster spot to a degree, but I also don't want to be, and I talked about this earlier on the show, like with the Saints, you don't want to be one injury away from not being able to sustain a motherfucker either.
Well, look, shout out to everybody in the building. We got 80
Appreciate
people in the
y'all.
building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I think we got like 37 likes, man. Let's get the likes up to at least 50, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Mm-hmm.
So, see, my thing is this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm less concerned with the players playing versus those guys don't have this. They don't possess the skill sets that I need. Like,
okay,
like Herb don't shoot or rebound. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, you're not going to keep telling me that Herb, this all-world defender that's just changing games, if the motherfucker can't do 2 of the 3 most important things in basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it gets to a point where him playing becomes almost unjustifiable.
So you're not talking about necessarily who's playing. You're talking about what, like
let's say
Herb specifically is detrimental to playing.
No, not even just him. If you had like other shooting around him, but if I got a guy like, again, let's say if Bryce didn't exist,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say Bryce didn't exist, and I cut Herb minutes, I cut Sadiq Bey minutes, and I gave all those minutes to Ben Mathurin. You're not gonna bring Ben Mathurin in to play no 17, 18 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for all that, you could just let him go about his business. Like, it just don't make no sense.
How many minutes do Ben average for his career?
He was at least in the 20s. Like, I think he's like a career like 6-man type guy. So it's like that. It gets to the point where the shit just don't make no sense, because even like the depth argument is like, yeah, this is a deep roster, but it's deep with a bunch of players that don't do the things I need.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need 6 fucking point guards. I need 6 motherfuckers that could do some things. Like, that can score, that can rebound. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple guys that can facilitate in the event that one guy goes down. But at this current juncture, it's just a bunch of motherfuckers that kind of do about the same thing. Some do it at a better pay rate for cheaper. Some do one thing really well, don't do nothing else, but they make a lot of money. So now you kind of married to that situation. And I'm like for me, the jux of the show is like, look, man, what happened, right? Like the trade was dumb. It was stupid. Who gives a at this point, man? Fuck all that. Yeah, like, the kid gloves got to go. Fuck all that. It's time to move on from that. It's time to move on from that, because now you can't
unfuck her, basically.
You can't unfuck. It's over, right? But now we at a point where it's like this sweet deal may not exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? The sweet deal that's like, now I'm telling you, we're gonna find a sweet deal. No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you aren't. Like, it's just, no, you aren't.
I don't think you're gonna find a sweet deal per se for the guys that you want the sweet deal for. You won't find that. But I think you can still buy with those guys. Yeah, you just have to add, like we talked about it before. Like, you could buy with her. You gotta go. Yes, like, again, it all comes back to MPJ. Like, it's just a perfect example of what it boils back to. But even if it took let's say they was like, okay, we want 2 first. If you add her, that should be worth at least one of those first off the books, in my opinion.
I would think, because like, if Peyton Watson just went for a first, he just went for, it's one unprotected first.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Oh, okay, in the King's second. What does that mean for trade, and what does that mean for Herb's trade value now? And that's why I say you got to do shit a little bit before the market resets. Because
you think that hurt trade value?
Fucking right. Because you got people that's like, because for one, Trey got more time on task, but it's like, you know, Trey's a cool player, but in a regular NBA season where if they had like a bunch of big dogs available, Trey wouldn't be spoken about in the light that he's spoken about at this juncture, right?
I agree.
But I don't think Trey's like, if we talk about guy for guy, Trey not like significantly better than Peyton Watson at all. So like player for player, it's just like what makes him more valuable that he's cost control. He shoots the three at a great clip. But now Peyton Watson cost control, he's cheaper. And last year when he did play, he shot the three at a great clip. So I'm just saying, like, if you wanted three, he just went for one. I'll meet you in the middle and I'm offering two. Now, if you don't want to take the two, go on about your business. Like, and I think that's where you find yourself, because again, if Cleveland was interested in Herb, they wasn't offering no unprotected first. No. And if they was offering the unprotected first, you look crazy for not taking it. But I don't think they're offering no unprotected first.
I don't think so either. But I think, again, just to circle back to what's his name, MPJ. If Peyton Watson just went for, like, because Peyton Watson don't really have, again, Peyton Watson don't have no history, like you said earlier. Have a long track record. It's just all, bro. You really even last year this motherfucker was hurt.
Yeah, he had the hamstring twice.
So you really. It's not like he Jade McDaniels. Well, Jade McDaniels, you got like a history of this guy at least being whatever he is. And to a degree with Herb, and like realistically, they just signed him to a Herb deal, right? Like he shoots the ball well, but I'm just saying, like, before Herb had the last two seasons, like he'd make a little bit more than Herb. I think he's a little bit better, but Herb at 20 is what they kind of like were willing to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like they were probably projected at being like, all right, look, we could do for like the next couple years for around 2022. I think that's kind of what they numbers were, like what was tolerable. Do that make sense?
I don't know, bro. Peyton Watson, 23. Herb.
No. I'm just saying, saying like when they were looking at their numbers, like just from a number perspective, like they probably had Peyton, listen, we can't do 28. Or we can't do 25. Like the number that they probably was at was similar to like the Herb Jones-ish number. And I think that the issue that probably came into, because Herb about to make 20.
Yeah, it's his first year. But I don't know. I don't know if I don't even know if the deal's necessarily comparable. Because I like Peyton Watson kind of, even without his track record, he went to a contender for a steal. Like 22 would be a steal for a guy that shot 40% a couple of different times from beyond the arc, and that could play like can pretty much do everything. Whereas with the Herb thing, it's like Herb gonna be 28, 29 when that deal starts, and it's like it's gonna like a rapidly escalating deal. It was just a stupid deal. Like it was a bad deal. Like it was a bad fucking deal. No, and then see, here's the thing. I understand the rationale with the Hawkins deal and the Herb deal. Totally understand it. You can explain it to me and I would understand it. That don't mean I think it was a good idea. Right? Because now you have two crippling deals on the heels of a crippling trade. So you're a dog with three bad legs. And now this dog with three bad legs, like, well, fuck, I got one good leg left. Whatever I do, I got to make sure I don't break this last leg. And that's kind of where you at. Like, it is looking to me, it's a bad situation because you have avenues out. You got several avenues out. It's just about like, doing it. Yeah, like it's just about, is you gonna do it? Like, is you gonna just say fuck it? Like, I'm already in a bad spot. Sometimes the only way out is to dig deeper. Find a tunnel out. Yeah, find a tunnel out this motherfucker. Because like the Wofford deal, I get it. I like the signing on his face in a vacuum. I like the signing. The dude ain't gonna play, right? That's what
I think he gonna play. Because I think Bryce might not play. I think some other players might not play.
All right, but let's say this. Let's say he does play, right? If he playing 8 minutes, what does it matter?
Well, no, I think he'll play. I honestly believe I think he might knock some other people's minutes. If he looks like what he's been looking like, to be honest, I think he knocks some other people's minutes. And I think a player like him makes your deal of like you wanting to consolidate. I just think it makes it more realistic. Like, I don't think not saying that I wouldn't have done a deal for MPJ, and I keep just going because that's the one we talked about, but I would feel more comfortable having the security of a Wofford who, I'm playing Wofford over Carlo personally.
But Carlo wasn't gonna play.
No, he not. I just was responding to
the Ryan
in the chat. You play Wofford over Carlo. Like, Carlo's insignificant in this conversation, in my opinion. But like, if I sign Wofford, I can look at Herb and say, all right, I can actually go ahead and make this move. And I might be able to take a hit on making said move because I absolutely believe in some of the guys that we getting ready to bring in. You know what I mean? So that's why I said it's more so like, if I'm getting ready to, if I know Ben Matherin's deal is in the pocket, if I know I got Wofford in the building in the pocket, all right, I might be more willing to be aggressive now than I would have been previous not having those dudes in the building. That's kind of like my thinking.
Yeah, but like, you ain't got Ben in the building. so that's where it's like you know, you just got a bunch of stuff. Like it's like Rondo said this one time. It was like, you know, it was like serving steak on a trash can. It's like, you got some stuff here, but this nigga ain't gonna play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, Carlo nice from the corner three. Carlo at this stage, he ain't gonna play, right? I was about to say something else. I don't want to make it about this person. So I'm not going to say this person's name.
Yeah.
But there's other guys who shouldn't even be here, bro. Like, honestly, this shouldn't fucking be here. And then you drafted a young guy. He gonna spend some time in the G League, but that takes up a two-way. You know what I'm saying? That takes up a two-way that you potentially could have gave, I don't know, Julian Reese, Malik Deer, and maybe one other guy. But now, you know, that you got two ways sewn up. So in the event that you like Kobe Buffkin, but you don't got a roster spot to open them, it's like, well, damn, I like Kobe Buffkin, but I like Julian Reese. I ain't got no roster spots. I like Koloko. I like this person. I ain't got no roster spots. I like this person.
Let me ask you this.
It's the same thing.
But even with those players, and we like them, I like them. So I'm not saying like anything disparaging about them when I say this. But yeah, Koloko, like, he don't have no track. Like, Buffkin technically ain't. You could like them. They ain't really done shit either. So like, even if you do make the space for them, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying all of those dudes as of right now are like insignificant to a degree.
They are, but here's the thing. It's like Wofford never done nothing. Really, you can argue. Right. You can really argue none of the Pelicans. You can really argue none of these dudes ever done anything.
That's a fair conversation.
So, but at the same time, it's like, all right, let's say he never done anything, but he can shoot. Let's say an X player. This could be X player. He never really accomplished nothing individually, but he can shoot. I need shooting. I need this nigga to play, which is Bryce, right? He never really done nothing, but he could rebound and protect the rim. I need this nigga to play, right? And it's like, well, you might have done something, but you don't do nothing I need. So I kind of need these guys who possess the skill sets that I need to play. But at this stage, it's just like you're acting like you don't want to sell too low. The market is just going down. Like the market, this is a true buyer's market, but you don't want really up the money to buy neither at this stage. So you just smack dab in the middle, and I'm like, bro, look, on the rail, you got to get off of one or two of these deals because that draft night trade is not appreciating well. That shit is not appreciating well at all. Like, it's looking bad today. DeAndre Jordan, if you watch the show, don't post no more pictures, workouts, nothing. Don't do that no more. Let's just stop. And anybody in here, don't tag me in no more workout videos, no more nothing. Because 9 times out of 10, when I don't comment on the workout video, that mean these niggas looking bad. That mean I think nigga looking bad. So don't tag me in nothing no more as far as that. No workout videos. Like, I'm like, man, this nigga look crazy. But all that to say, you gotta consolidate. You gotta find a way to either bring in some people with the skill sets you need or play the guys with the skill sets you need. Because right now, I just don't see how Bryce or Wofford or Carlo, PV probably was never going to play, but Wofford or Carlo, I just don't see how they play. So you got like 4 people on the roster, and 2 of them, let's say you got 4 guys on the roster, Carlo, PV, DeAndre Jordan, and Hawkins. 2 of them being Hawkins and DeAndre Jordan for sure, you never projected to play. That's 2 just totally wasted spots, right? Just never projected to play. And PV, PV could eventually be Hur's replacement, one of those things. But let's say you're not. That's 3 roster spots never projected to play. Carlo would be 4th. Carlo, I like Carlo, but you gotta you're gonna give Derik Queen the minute, and if you can't play the 5, Carlo, then you're not gonna play. So now we at 5 niggas that's never projected to play, and it's like for the 10th guy, for the 10th person, it's like, well, Bryce, well, Wofford, it's like, y'all might play. So we got 8-9 guarantees. And we got like for the y'all last 2, y'all got to split some minutes some kind of way. I'm gonna give you a slice. I'm gonna give you a slice combined. Y'all might share about 20 minutes if I can make it happen.
Would that be an issue, or are you just really concerned with who's in the top 8 of that?
I'm more so concerned because every team got guys that don't play. That's why you saw OKC do what they do. Right? But at the same time, not like me and L. We've spoken about this before. And some days I kind of can see the vision, but because the market changes every day.
Yes.
Like the market changes every day. There's no way you get I ain't think you was ever getting no 2 first for her, but there's no way in Dr. Doom's hell you get
I just personally think the Peyton Watson deal, if you're still gonna move her, it just makes it easier for you to do it. Like that's just my thought on it. I don't think
I'm sure there's teams willing to take them back at this point.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I just think you look at it as like, if you just gotta say, I'm not looking for 2 first. Like, let's say you remove the 2 first and the thought is buy, right? Again, if the thought is buy, consolidation, all of that, we still circle back to the same points where it's kind of like, one, who are we going by, right? Like, I don't think Peyton Watson deal would have worked for us because we didn't have the 16 million expiring that Cleveland had. So, you know what I mean? Because
you think the Clippers wanted expiring salary? I'm sorry, the Nuggets wanted that. No, because Strus went to
because they ain't take nothing back.
Yeah, because Strus went to the Clippers. Yeah, they ain't take nothing back. But
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, do you think him expiring mattered to them in that scenario?
I think that was because the Clippers, like, he went to the Clippers, but he, like, who else was gonna make the deal that had that base number also being willing to extend, like, on an expiring, right? And I think that's really what because Denver, for example, let's say the Pelicans wanted Denver. The Pelicans wanted Peyton Watson.
Mhm.
When we was talking about it, we couldn't like truly figure out a way to make the money work. And we just kept being like, if they're going to take her, they might as well just sign fucking Peyton Watson, right? And even when we was talking about moving her, we kept redirecting to Strus because of the expiring. So I just think like those deals like just weren't available to us for a degree. But as far as like the buying aspect of it goes, I think Peyton Watson's deal like just make you say, okay, I'm more willing to move. Like I just think it makes it more tolerable for you to say, all right, if I'm gonna move her, we're gonna go ahead and be willing to be aggressive and do it. That's what I think.
I think it's too, like, you know, that's certainly possible. And look, that's what I hope, because the other end of that is, damn, I can't believe that's all they got. We would never do no sucker shit like that.
See, that's the part I don't believe. At least I'm hoping. That's the part I'm hoping for.
Because one could say, well, look, Herb was already under contract. Peyton Watson was asking for this, and y'all traded him to a contender, so a contender probably felt like they had a little more leverage. You know, it's a number of ways they could have. Because if I'm the opposing team, I'm saying the zip costs what it costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your man's he about to make 20 mil a year. Fine, keep him. I don't give a fuck. Like you know, that's how I could. You know, my response would be like, I got 2 seconds for you, bro. Take it or leave it. Come on, make up your mind. I got 2 seconds. I got to protect it first for you. Take it or leave it. Make up your mind. Or like you say, add some salary to it and go buy with said contract, which would probably be the better way to do things. I've been saying from the beginning, bro, you need to just send Herb to the Clippers, take back Ben Mathurin, and do what you're going to do with Hawkins. And just start trimming the money, trimming the roster fat. Because
do you think they want to take her, the Clippers?
I don't know. I'm saying in the event that they would.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like,
I don't think that they would.
What I'm saying with all these things is kind of like in the event that they'd be willing to do that. Because I don't know if the Nets willing to even trade MPJ right now. But
that's the thing too.
Yeah, just in the event that they would. Like be able to do some of these things. I'm like, bro.
My thought with like Herb, for example, if I look at what the Clippers are doing, Brandon possibly could be gone next year. I don't know if like they clearly not bringing back Ben Mathurin. Strus could be gone.
Seem like it, yeah.
Yeah, and then like I don't know what yes they would take her for what's the right deal? Louisiana girl. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the right deal? Because
I really don't. Honestly, I don't give a fuck what they take him for.
Nah, I'm just saying. She said they would take him for the right deal. I'm saying like
they probably want like a pick to take him. Maybe
I'm not giving you a pick to take him.
But see, that's the thing.
If we talking about her for Ben Mathurin, I'm not giving up a pick. You can't get rid of him. I'm not giving you a pick.
But see, that's the thing. You ain't giving up a pick for Ben Mathurin. And I'm not saying I would do this either. But what I'm saying is you giving up a pick to get rid of this dude before it get real bad for you, because it's already bad and it's about to get worse.
And if I'm giving up a pick, I'm going get the guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
so that's
get the guy.
Yeah, that's another thing. Where like if I gotta give up a pick anyway. Now, I might have to give up more than one because I got to pay for the guy and I got to pay you to take him potentially. I might as well just go all out. Yes. But that's why I'm like, again, like even, see, they in such a bad spot, bro. Even if a situation with a motherfucker like, let's just say Kuminga, I really want to be a Pelican. I'm going to do everything you need. Bet. I ain't got no minutes for you, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. Like, And it ain't like you don't got minutes because you got these cold ass niggas taking up all the minutes. You don't got minutes because we got like, some type guys taking up the minutes. So that's why I'm like, nah, it's just too lateral. Like it's unless you, and I know they're not about to do this, but unless you about to be like, Look, DeJounte. look, Herb.
Go home.
No,
Oh.
no, not go home. But DeJounte, you got 25 minutes. That's it on the season.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm being dead. I'm being dead ass honest with you.
Mhm.
I really believe that Mosley is going to be willing to cut people's minutes like that. Like, the only reason I say that is, and listen, he's historically known for playing his top guys, like minutes, right? Like he plays 10, but like Paolo, 30 something minutes, Franz 30, Bane, you know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. But like there was points in times where fucking Isaac was in the rotation and then out of the rotation. Like and again, who knows how he moves, but like there's been moments Tyus Jones used to get minutes, don't get minutes. And then I'm just saying, just if you like look at his season, he's been a guy that's been willing, and I don't know how willing he'll be with as far as like the mental from the other guys, because maybe you had more buy-in from these guys being there, being more okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just kind of like if I told DeJounte, said, bro, listen, I know you ready to go, but you still technically only a year back from, like, you're not even truly a full year back from the Achilles tear, if I'm not mistaken. We gonna manage your minutes, bro. You're gonna be at around 25 to 27 minutes a game, right?
Mm.
Like, I feel like that's kind of fair to be honest. You've been playing 30-ish minutes, 32, 33 minutes. We gonna scale that back to 25 minutes a game. That, like, I think all of that is on the table, unless said player is playing phenomenal. And if you playing phenomenal, you should get minutes. You just don't believe that they're willing to do that.
Well, I think you can't do it. Like, it's because that's like, even like the Herb should come off the bench like proposal. It's like, I can't now. Now you got you got the money. So if I now that I paid you and you coming off the bench, what does that do to your trade value? Unless you just you just producing off the bench at an insane rate, but you're not gonna do that because once I bring you off the bench, you only playing like 20 minutes. So now I can't justify paying you $1 million per minute in a trade and being like, yo, give me something good for this guy because off the bench in limited minutes, he does his thing, and it's like maybe on that 15 million, but not on 20.
If I'll just say it all, and this is why I fucking love the show, dog. This is why I love the show. You know what it boiled down to at the end of the day?
What's that?
You gotta go fucking produce. You gotta go play. Like, at the end of the day, because two things that happen. If Herb don't play well, right? There's plenty of people on the roster. Like, I said I ain't gonna say you take the hit and not play him at all. But there's plenty of people you could justify cutting the minutes for. And at some point, we just have to move. Like, you're not playing well enough. We're going to have to take the hit and just move you. Right. But
see, I don't want it to get to that, though. That's
you don't. I'm just saying, like, but because of his play anyway, you took similar to what we just talked about with Cleveland. Cleveland taking the risk that Peyton Watson going to be legit. Right. There's a world where Peyton Watson not worth what you about to pay and what you gave up for him.
It's like average of like maybe 22, something like that.
What, 22 million a year?
Yeah. Oh, I think it's 4 for 88. Like, his contract is like it's pretty pretty good.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, what production you need from him?
Yeah,
right. Like, that's what I'm saying. What production we need from Herb for Herb to be valuable again? Shoot 38% on 30-something% on 4 threes a game. Like, I don't even think that would do it. No, Herb would have, on this contract he on, Herb has to be the wing version of Rudy Gobert. Like, he just has to be. And it's unfair to him, but like, you took the money. Positive value, you mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't think he get like Caruso? You don't think he can have Caruso?
Caruso didn't get paid to after he got a ring, really. And
I thought
even
he got that deal when that deal when he got traded. Oh, you talking about the Laker deal?
Yeah. He got
Mhm.
the first ring with the Lakers. He got 2 All NBAs in Chicago after that. Went and got the championship with OKC and got the 18 million per year during that stretch. Whereas Herb, he just, shout out to him.
Herb had made
all
from a
defense.
second round guy. He earned worked up to the 14 mil that he got.
Yeah,
he earned that money.
And look, that's cold, but that should have been the ceiling. That should have been they could.
Yeah, you bet on it, and you lost.
I'm just like, no, man, this deal was awful, bro. To me, look, I agree with Louisiana Gale. To me, that was like the Queen deal was bad, but I could have digested it. Yeah. This Herb extension, there's almost no way he plays his way out of this. There's even Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine got all-stars. Zach LaVine got all this shit. Zach LaVine could go out there and drop 30 any night, drop 40 any night. But he'll never play his way to being, you worth 48 million. It just ain't gonna ever happen.
So you end up doing, but 20 million, unfortunately, Herb's 20 million is easier to maneuver than 49.
But see, here's the thing. It's even easier to maneuver than that. 14. Right?
Well, if it was 14, it wouldn't matter.
Well, here's the thing too. It ain't just 20. It's 20 when it starts.
Yeah. I don't think he'll if he's not, and I ain't saying he gotta be 49 win Herb.
Yeah.
If he's not, what's the word? At least a net even kind of, you know what I mean? When you're watching the game, a net neutral kind of player, he won't be. I think they'll take the hit going into the following season.
I just think that if you do that now you're on your ass. I think you'll never recover because people like Chad said not to do it. You did it anyway. All right, cool. Now it looked like Dorian Finney-Smith deal to where there's a real world when you paying to get rid of this guy because it could be a Christian Braun deal. Christian Braun is the iceberg that just sunk the fucking Nuggets potentially, right? Because they still got a good team potentially. Yeah. But it's why'd you do this? So now this has been done, right? This has been done. He about to be 31 soon. So that's the final year of that deal. And he got a player option, if I'm not mistaken. So you might as well count that on, he got a player option. So he was 31 making 24 million. So it's no, in no world, there's just no world where this becomes a positive deal, in my opinion, right? So now you're in a situation where it's all right, you got to move this guy. It might cost you to move him, or you might have to take a little haircut on the return. You should do it now before the money gets worse or he goes into the season and don't play well, kind of like what happened with Brandon. So and then how many people gonna be willing to take on a guy in his first year making that much money coming off of back-to-back bad years and the injuries starting to stack up a little bit?
If he not playing, if he not playing better this year, he'll get moved this year. I don't think he has a full season of bad Herb Jones, because what I would do, one is automatic. Let's say he comes in and has another bad season, right? If that's the case, you're already, or at least you should already have it. And I know we're going to be shouting it from the rooftop. You already have to pay to move the guy, right? It's already you're not, I don't think you're at that point to a degree today. I don't think you're at the point today, but
it just depends on how the league views him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And again, shout out to Louisiana Girl. She's saying it's not great, but you still have somewhat of an opportunity this season. If again, I would do the MPJ deal today. So I'm not the person to ask about that aspect of it. I'm only saying if you don't do it, because I don't want to. I don't want to give up a pick to move Herb Jones today. You still have a slight opportunity going into the season to say, okay, the moment he salvages his play, if he salvages his play, we have an opportunity to do something, right? And if he don't, let's say he got another bad season, it look like it's gonna be another bad season. You was already mentally prepared to have to sell on it, like I was gonna have to give up assets on it anyway. So now I'm truly looking at buying.
Look, I'll say this. And shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Louisiana girl said they allegedly had a top 8 protected pick offer for Herb at the last deadline. They missed the opportunity to get out free, all because they wanted a second first round pick for him. God, I hope, man. Okay.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna say this because I already can see how. Shout out to the chat. The chat don't really be on this, but occasionally I get a comment like this. Like, Chaz, you might be. Well, what up, Jay Burke? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure I hit the like button. Chaz, you upset about the Ben Mathurin or Peyton Watson or whatever? No, I don't give a fuck who name is in the equation in this scenario, right? It could be fuck them all. What your boy said? Junior Mafia, Chino XL, fuck them all. Like I don't care. Let's just say the player's name is X, right? If X player was a free agent right now, this X player, he's a free agent. He shoots the ball, he rebounds, he does all this stuff. And he said, I want to come to the Pelicans. This could be anybody. For one, you don't have a roster spot to get him. Right?
You had a roster spot, but you don't now.
Yeah, I'm saying like just today. You don't have a roster spot to get him. 2, you don't have the minutes to give them. So if I was a player and I'm like, well, I ain't gonna have no opportunity even if I come there because who I'm playing over. And you looking at the roster say, nah, we're gonna find some minutes for you. It's like, are you gonna play me over this dude that you paying $20 million? Probably not. Or you gonna pay me over, you gonna give me the lion's share of Sadiq's minutes? Probably not. You gonna give me the lion's share of Trey minutes? Probably not. Like, you're not gonna cut none of these dudes' minutes, really. Like, even Poole, it's like Poole barely plays, really. So
let me ask you a question in defense of that. Is said player like better than those players?
I don't think the player necessarily has to be better. Like for example, if a player can shoot and rebound, he's better than Herb today. Yeah. Like almost any player that can shoot and rebound, probably better.
Let's pose this question. Is Ben Mathurin a better player than Sadiq Bey today?
I say arguably, yeah.
So why are we guaranteeing Sadiq Bey minutes?
Because
if I got Ben Mathurin.
Well, for a couple of reasons, right? They play 2 different positions. First. Secondly, if you do intend on keeping Sadiq Bey long term, you don't want piss in the pool. He averaged 30 minutes for his career. Let's say even if you brought his, because you're not gonna bring his minutes down to 22, but let's say you brought his minutes down to 27. All right, that's 3 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so hard to get to 20, 25 minutes for this X player. And it's going to be incredibly hard to do that because I need more good players, not less, Yes. So it like those minutes to me shouldn't come at the, and again, it can be any player, but those minutes can't come at the sacrifice of a good player. Like, I want to see more Bryce, not less Bryce, because Herb's here. And and it's not a knock against Herb. It's just like,
But that's what that's where the to me the question comes in with like whoever said player is you bring in, right? Or even the players on this roster. Like Bryce out, in my opinion, I think Bryce played better than Herb last year. Right. Yeah. Short, like it wasn't throughout the entire season or whatever.
Yeah, very small sample size.
Very small sample size. So I can't just go into the season and say I would give all of Herb's minutes to Bryce. You get what I'm saying? Like, he hadn't done enough to warrant that.
Hell no. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's too far.
That's what I'm saying. So he wouldn't warrant that. But if this season starts and this dude really is not good and it's hurting us, I truly, but now you just gonna be fucked, because I mean it happens all the time where you playing players good money and they just not good. You know what I mean? And then you gotta figure them out. But people feel like that about Hawkins. I mean, not Hawkins, I'm sorry. People feel like that about Poole right now. I just think Poole is going to rebound and bounce back.
I mean, Poole at least got a real history of being a really good player. And at worst, he's expiring. Yeah. But I'm like, again, it's like 4 and 5 guys who realistically won't play real minutes. And the thing is, not only are those 4 or 5 guys on the roster, and you drafted another person to take up a two-way, you got 3 guys auditioning for one spot right now that may or may not become available. You may have to pay to move Hawkins. You may eventually end up having to pay to move Herb. You inherited the DeJounte, so I can't put that on him. But all of these things, and it's like, bro, all these things happen, and you still haven't addressed the 2 biggest needs, which is defensive rebound and 3-point shooting, or anything. That's why I'm like, that's why I'm not even getting caught up on the names. The names could be anybody. That's why I'm just like, any player that possesses the skill set that you would need to be competitive right now, today, you literally don't have a roster spot, and you don't have any rotational minutes for them, because you just sitting on everything that you carried over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basketball, how many accounts you got, dog? Basketball got like 2 accounts.
I survived. I signed Julian Reese to the 2-way, and I would say between giving Eve an opportunity, Derik, I gotta give opportunity to. You know what I mean? And Julian Reese, I would look at that as, and Wofford, because Wofford's a better rebounder. If I signed Matherin, I think that would help, depending on like if they play, because I think they're gonna do it just by having more people that just naturally rebound out there, and those would be and we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. And that's the thing. Nobody knows until the games start being played how this shit gonna work itself out.
I think that's been one of the biggest problems, is being reactionary, bro.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Agree. You can't be reactionary in this situation.
Nah, you already know where I stand. I'm aggressive in saying there's one guy who solves almost every issue that you have. It solves MPJ. Yes, it solves the roster spot. It solves it addresses, like, even if he's not truly available, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be willing to pay the 2 first to do it. I personally, I pay the 2 first to do it, depending on like
who's going out.
I'd be willing to do it. But again, you talk about creating the roster spot and doing all of the other stuff. Again, I and just restructuring everything. But if that's not necessarily the move, right? And the move is Matherin for Hawkins or whatever the case may be, then when it's time to go to camp, I think it's truly best man win, and whoever don't win can be shipped out at that point. I think at that point they'll start being like, all right, we'll take whatever we could get for you.
Man.
That might not be the smartest thing to do, but I think that's how they'll probably, like, if I'll just put it to this way, let's say you was looking to go buy a whip, right? And what you wanted to buy just wasn't out there, right? You got a car, right? Like you driving okay, but like you want something specific. If what you want specific ain't there, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna just go fucking buy anyway, no.
Because it's not applicable. It's not applicable, rather. It's not applicable because they got guys they want. and they like, we want one of these 2 or 3 guys, right? But again, it go back. That's why I use the analogy about the ounce. I don't give a fuck if you got $7. The ounce costs 10. I got 8. It costs 10. I got 9. It costs 10. I got 9.50. It costs 10. You'll never get this ounce. And I think that's where they at right now. The way it's like, well, damn, I spent all my money with that. Can I get it? Can I get it for a discount? No. Can I get this for a discount? No. Can I get him for a discount?
This is what I'll say. They
No.
got the money though.
They might not want to. They might not want.
If it's what
spend,
I gave the analogy. It's not what you wanted. If it's you can't buy your specific
on $1,000.
I'm just saying, if you see what you want, they still got money. It's the last of your money. Like that's where they at. In my opinion, that's where they at. You on like the last of your dollars.
I think it depends. Like
I look at like
you can always get first back.
Yeah, but I'm just saying pick a player that they want, right? Like pick a if they want Mathurin. It's like, dog, you got seconds. You might not want to give up your seconds, but you got a second to go get Mathurin if you really wanted to. So like if it cost a second to move Hawkins or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like you got it to spend. If it cost you 2 firsts and the salary, however you made it up, to go get MPJ, like you could go do it.
See, that's the thing, bro. Like it stopped being about moving Hawkins, right?
Yeah.
To me, you could keep Hawkins and just move, but you need to move somebody that plays minutes. Like PV Hawkins, like, yeah, they count for roster spots, but to me, the Hawkins shit is kind of dead. Like he just like the obvious name, but you gotta move somebody that plays minutes because, like, it's caught in the spot track. Let me see. Well, I'm not gonna go with spot track. I'm gonna go with Basketball Reference. Basketball Reference said Herb played 28.4 minutes last year, right?
Who did?
Herb, 28.4. Let's say I cut Herb. Now, this would be a little disrespectful, but let's say I cut him to 20. I gave whoever all 8 minutes, cut Sadiq Bey, gave them another 8 minutes. That's 16 minutes. Cut, I don't know who else minutes I could cut potentially and give them a couple minutes. If I gotta find a way to consistently get to about 24 to 25 minutes. Like, for a real player, like a player that's gonna move the needle. Because if you ain't playing at least 25 minutes, you ain't moving the fucking needle anyway.
But how good are you? That's what I'm saying. Like the player still gotta be worthy.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it's like a real guy and he playing,
that's all I'm saying. Like my only point is like I ain't cutting your fucking minutes if Herb Jones out playing you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like I don't think they can afford to wait and see at this point. Because what is that? Because I don't know what that even looks like.
That's what you're saying. Okay, I get what you're saying. You just think that there's no possible way
that
Herb Jones is
There's no world where Herb outplays
deserves 25 minutes a game.
No, well, he averaging 28.
No, I'm saying you're saying that there's no world that he deserves 20-something minutes a game.
No, yeah, I mean it's possible he could play like, because even defenders play like 20 plus minutes. I'm saying now there's no world where he should get $20 plus million. But what I'm saying is on the Pelicans, there's no 25, 20, damn near 30-minute role for Herb Jones, especially not with how the rest of the roster looks. Because even again, I like Wofford, but what needs does that address? Like I keep giving the benefit of the doubt, saying, all right, well, you're brought in another wing. You have interest in wings. So that must mean you plan on moving one of these wings. But if that plan never comes to fruition, you're like, we like what we got. We're going to roll into the season. It's like, then why even waste bringing in these wings that don't help you? Like on a random Wednesday night, they might dive on the floor and get a loose ball. It's like, cool, but that's not, no. You need somebody night in, night out that can help you. I don't care about the Peyton Watson deal, really. I don't care about whatever happens with Ben Mathurin, right? I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, you got 2 positions of need, no roster spots, a couple distressed assets that you need to move, and nothing has happened yet. And you got, some rookies that you invested in. It don't look like it's paying off right now. It looks bad. So it's just like, It was like, son, there's no way you could just like, and I guess like you have a real pathway to be good, and it wouldn't take a lot. It just take eating some crow. You got to eat crow sometimes.
That's basically where I'm at a little bit. Like, if that player is truly available, it's just gonna cost you a little bit of your money that you didn't want to spend to do it. That's all I'm at. That's why I say I'm more.
Oh my God.
I'm just more optimistic, in my opinion. That's why I say that, because if you was truly in a position, like, let's say they ain't have no, like, you know, some teams go years and they don't even have no motherfucking picks. You ain't even got no picks to trade, and this was your team, then you like, oh, we really fucked. We can't upgrade. This guy's deal's bad. He declined. You know what I mean? Like, you would be in a much worse situation. Right now, the worst situation you have is Herb don't look like he earning his money, which realistically you got, if it costs seconds to upgrade that, you got some seconds that you can move. You might not want to, but you got some. You just really got to get over, again, to the point, the fear of, man, we fucked that deal up last year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I just wish that was the, like, shout out to everybody, Bill. Like, we got 96 people and we only got 60 likes. Let's get it up to 80 likes, man. I'm gonna play this quick ad, get some final words, and we're gonna just get out of here, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We're gonna go with the OG video.
Charles is my name. Jewel Curl is my fame. Who could be? You need to know. I'm your hairdresser who really knows. You're gonna have a curl to catch the eyes of every guy, every girl. Just 27.50. You'll look good in the city.
8 a.m. to 12 midnight. They had a lot of bodies getting caught in that motherfucker, boy. And St. Louis, they got some gangsters in St. Louis, boy. Niggas was getting their head bust.
Having a time, you hear me?
We got this scared money, don't make money. Queen Dale had them spooked. And
I'm still shooting. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what?
I'm still shooting. To me, that's what it. But I'm still shooting. You can't be a shooter and not shoot.
I wish that this off season was approached not from the front office. Like, you got like some people this off season is all business, right? And some people just think everything funny, and I'm like, this not funny. Like, this is like a Cam Thomas ain't shit funny situation. Like, that it just ain't funny, dog. Like, and I love a good joke. I love the joke all day. This not funny, dog. Like, this is like this is some disastrous shit. Like, everything would have to go, like, bruh.
Sometimes everything gotta go perfect.
It's like, I don't think every single thing would have to go perfect for that trade not to be one of the worst trades in history. Like, almost, and I don't even mean because think about it like this, right? Think about it like this. Just like you still paying for David Griffin fucking off all your picks and shit. That trade, if that trade got you scared to do anything this year, like, I'm scared. Like, it's probably gonna cost you a player or two that you didn't want to lose. And
a player or two that you could have had that you
like, and that's
what I look at it. Not that you gonna lose. I think it's gonna cost you somebody you could have had.
No, I mean, even if it's like, man, y'all ain't serious, trade me, man. Like, if it's one of those situations, and look, theoretically, people you could have had, right? For as Cam Carr, Teron Brazil, like there's any number of guys you could have wanted in the draft. Like, because
Yes.
again, people like to do, oh well, he better than Fleming. That don't matter. It matter who you could have had. Like, it don't matter who they ended up getting. You might have made a different decision. You could have traded that pick. Who fucking knows? You could have had Peyton Watson. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could have had this player. You could have had that player. Like, you know what I'm saying? It really don't matter. But the fact that all this shit looking this bad is like, what's funny about this? Like, I'm trying to understand. I feel like your boy. No, make me laugh. What's funny? What's funny? Like,
bro, the worst thing that the trade could have done is scare you from doing everything else that you need to do, or everything else that you could do.
Yeah, like it made you just frugal.
Yeah, like and it's one thing to not be stupid, right? I'm with that, because
I absolutely think they're not doing that at all.
Yeah, so like they've had, I think, them standing pat on like their prices for certain players and shit. Like not trade just to trade. I think is a really good, like, is a smart thing, right? Like, and I'm not saying that you couldn't move other players for just whatever. Like, there's probably certain deals that even you wouldn't, because we've talked about them. There's certain deals even you wouldn't move Herb for today. You know what I'm saying?
It would depend. It would depend
But that's my point, right? Like, it's not just like
I wouldn't want to take on future salary of a bad player. I'll say that.
Yeah,
that's where it stops.
So like, it's certain deals that are just kind of like, I just wouldn't move Herb for anything, right? And even if I am gonna take on whatever, I might need something in return. The worst element from the Queen trade, even if Queen end up not panning out, is if you had opportunity to do things that would have salvaged that trade or made that trade not as bad. Like, for example, like one of the worst things I think that's happened to Zion throughout his career is them not putting like appropriate shooting and coaching around him for so long in his career, right? If you had the opportunity, if it was on the table, the MPJ deal is on the fucking table right now, and it was like, look, we need a first and a swap, right? I don't give a fuck what players you send. We need a first and a swap, right? Like, because that could be the situation.
Yeah, you can make the money work in a number of ways. Yeah,
and it's like, what if they told you that? Look, we don't care who you send whoever you want, first and a swap.
I would do this, paper boy. Okay.
Yeah. I would do that only because of the first that you got back. I wouldn't do it player for player.
I'd do it straight up player for player right now.
I don't think I'd do 17. I know you like Pat Wills because
I don't even just like him, to be honest. Because you could get the nigga to do Pat Wills do off the street, but I'm like 17 versus 20. It's just like, we'll go ahead. I'm playing 18.
Yeah.
I think it's 18.
Yeah. But it's just, if it frightens you, that's where you lose like the rest of the way. Like, because maybe Derik Queen becomes even more valuable of a player having that amount of shooting around him, even if it's not real, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not real, if we got, like, some people say when you got like LeBron makes everybody great, none of those players are as good when LeBron is not around. It's like, all right, well, if I got a bunch of motherfucking shooters out here, then everybody might look well. You doing that is like, you can't be afraid to do something like that. That's my only thing.
Man. Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I about to say they need to go ahead and let Troy go.
Ooh.
You need to go ahead and let Troy go, bro.
I'll say this. If that's the reason that they're afraid to move forward,
and I don't know that they're afraid.
I'm not saying, I'm not like, if just hypothetically, hypothetically, if every offseason or every deal or just in general, you have to over question because That's typically what happens. Somebody fucked the money up. You be like, every time that person talk about something, you like, huh?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What if that's the case? Then you got you have to cut the ties. So it's either you believe in them and y'all still. I ain't even saying you believe in them, but it's either y'all still. Son, you fucked up, but you still my partner. Like we still gon',
Yeah, let me find a different job. We'll put you in the mail room.
Yeah,
let me job.
Yeah, like you still my partner. But
yeah, I say that about the Troy thing because, man, that's 3 firsts, bro. That's 3 firsts. 2 of them ended up being 2 top 10 picks. Like, no, my nigga. Just no, buddy. No. Like, it's just that's out the gate. You come out the gate like that? Nah.
You know what would make me be like, you might have to go. Let's say hypothetically, they got a deal on the table, and it's Herb. Let's say it's Herb and Poole, whatever. Herb and Poole in 1 first for MPJ. And Troy was like, nah, I don't think we should do it.
I don't even think they would give, honestly.
But I'm just like, if your opinion was, I don't think it's a good deal, then I would be like, all right, you might have to go. It's sabotage.
Oh yeah, I was about to say if that was your opinion,
that's what I said.
You gotta go. Period. Like if you thinking like this at this stage in the game, you gotta get the fuck, because I'm like, again, the Pelicans not far from being a good team. They just haven't addressed any of the needs. But the stuff that
they got a chance.
Yeah, they still got a chance to be like solid. But the stuff that they got, like they got some cool parts in house. But it's like, you're not even far from being a good team. Just mash the gas. We don't know what's going to happen with Denver. We don't know what's going to happen with this. What's going to happen with that? What's going to happen with this? And it's like, I done seen some shit.
Look,
I'm going to be real. I done seen some shit, dog. I'm going to tell you like this. Bruh, that's just how it is. Everybody talk about everybody, I guess. No, they got agents and other front offices that's not feeling the Pelicans. I'm saying, like, they not feeling them. Now, they don't have to like you. We just got to do business. But at the same time, you don't want to get to the point where niggas is burning bridges or you're viewed as a liar, because everybody started looking at Derik Griffin like Derik Griffin's a fucking liar. And now I don't want to do business with this old swindling motherfucker. Like, he's a liar. But you get getting to the point where you were nigging and
I'll say this too.
And the third is gonna look bad.
Shit change.
Yeah,
shit change. Like,
look, shit change. But if you keep changing for you,
well, it's like, for example, if I said, listen, man, we're gonna give you a look.
No, I ain't talking about that.
I'm not even talking about. I'm legitimately speaking in general. If I said I was gonna give you a look, but a player that I've been wanting said, listen, my situation changed. I wanna come over there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I've been coveting this guy. I know I said I would give you a look, but I fucking can't. Like, I can't at this point, because this is exactly what I had been asking for. That wasn't available to me at the time. It's like, you might be pissed off, but everybody can't be happy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's the way it goes.
Yeah, well, I'm gotta break a few eggs, man. Yeah. We're gonna close the show here, bro. I just want to say, yeah, man. Look, stop. Get it done, dog. Like, to me at this point, nothing's funny. Like the shit I'm seeing online, I'm like, yo, just stop posting. Like, at this point, it's not funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? It looked bad. It looked bad. Like, we don't even, like, you see the shit happening with Matt Ishiba. The shit happening in Portland. Yeah. Appreciate you, Ricky. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. The shit happened with Ricky. The shit happened with the buses. the shit happening with this a lot of ownership. Steve
a lot of shit in the NBA look bad right now.
A lot of shit with Adam Silver. A lot of shit happening on Adam Silver watch. The Pelicans don't have any of those issues that you're seeing, but everyone would rather be in those situations right now because it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and again, that shit is not helping. Like, some of these posts is not helping because like it just looks bad. So yeah, man, I'll tell people they can find you at, bro.
As always, man, catch me at Pels in the Blender on YouTube. If not, just say Davis on X, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yo, man, at Cheddar Chaz, do me a favor, y'all. Go subscribe to Cheddar Chaz 9. That's the number 9 on YouTube.com. Man, let's get these deals done, man. Let's stop playing around, bro. Nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't give a fuck about what happened tonight with the Peyton Watson deal. I don't give a fuck about what happened with the Ben Mathurin deal. It's the principle. The principle is it looks bad. And even with the Wofford thing, even bringing Wofford in with no minutes to give him, bringing in 3 guys to try out with no spot to give them, like got 1 two-way spot. Even if you signed the guy and wanted to give him some run in the regular season, you ain't got nowhere to play him. And we still got all these needs. We got we got a bunch of motherfuckers and no needs getting addressed. What a country. So yeah, man, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, like button, man. I'm out. Peace.
Like I had the lotto. I'm coming through like 100 doing this 1 or 2s. You don't know if the smoke from the gun I told, from the blunt I blew. Got them sick as the flu. But this she be humming too. Got your chicken in here. She think it's the tension in here when the enemy near. What the f you wanna do? I'm a G.